Can I have that in front of you? So, know your roots. We are Team 9. This is Joseph Median. He's an average Joe. So he walks every day. He kind of walks to work. And he walks from Summertown down to here to work. He passes mystery buildings on the way. What's that? And kind of weird landmark. Cool, that's all. He sees this. Who's this lady? Oh, she's nice. And he kind of wants to know where Wi-Fi things and that are. He gets to work. He's just kind of close to the world. We want to give people ownership of their routes to work. And they should feel that these belong to them. We want to make an app for Joe here. He's bored and we want to enhance his commute. So Know Your Roots is a way to discover the people and history on your route to work. We kind of want to stage this. So we want to, first thing, we want people to enter a small amount of data. Where they start, where they finish their commute, the time of the day that they take it, and the frequency, so 3 or 4 days a week, 5 days a week. So instantly, you hit submit, you get historical facts, health data such as how many calories you're burning by walking, or how many calories you could be burning if you were to walk, if you are currently driving. It will give you a list of Wi-Fi hotspots on the way to work. It also talks about the benefits of your travel. So by walking, you're saving £1,000 a year, or 500 on a bus compared to a bus, and give you something to test whether you're choosing the right method. So once enough people are doing that, we can then move on to a sort of more social stage. So we can start saying, hey, you pass this person on the way to work, and we could offer them ways to introduce themselves and meet those people. Perhaps if they're all going the same way and share a part of the route, they could meet up or organise kind of cycle trains, as you mentioned with the other guys, and they could organise perhaps meeting at the pub if they kind of pass a pub. So we can offer this data and things like email as people join, like a new person started using your route, and introduce them. This is a good way of kind of keeping them coming back to the app. It also means that people can, so a third stage beyond that is people will start logging funny things they see, interesting kind of points, and also from that we can also make money. So we can do sort of geo promo, so pubs offering, stop by here after work and you'll get a free half pint. And the idea to start local, maybe 3 test cities in the UK. And so Oxford, London, Manchester or something, and then if it works, you expand from there. That's it.
Any questions?
That's it. Sorry.
You talk about where you'll get your information from.
So it's something we want to kind of sort of grow. So it would start okay. So we could pull stuff from Wikipedia, maybe like geotag tweets as well. We could basically pull all the information that we could from. There's a good kind of historical kind of slant to this. I think that's what's really interesting. I think things like blue plaques, we could track something like blue plaques, like, oh, I walked past the house where so and so was born. That's quite an interesting thing. And it would just be this kind of long feed, and you could sign up to updates for. Like once a week you get like, oh, this building that you pass, and you just learn a little bit about your route to work each week. So other data sources just could be local sort of news and that kind of thing, but that's something we can explore in the next stage.
Really quick question?
Oh,
10-second question, quick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, are you going to try and achieve all of that, or do you think it's worth focusing on a few of those, or why even one?
Well, I think it's kind of allowing for growth. So allowing that kind of, here's just some data on your route, and then build on that as you get more users, and then the users will create their own content. So it's kind of it would adapt. I think as a rental,
so
but that would be.
Sorry, is the key to this tagging then?
No, I think it's kind of ownership and sort of pride in the interest. It's the interest that it's kind of that knowledge. I think just having that knowledge kind of laid out for you, rather than have to go find it and bring it all to one place. So a lot of existing content.
Can we move on to team 10, please?
So it doesn't really fit. So basically, if you guys remember, we were Know Your Roots, which is all about getting in touch with your surroundings as you pass them every day. I don't know about you, but I walk to a bus stop and then take the bus to work, and I pass buildings I have no idea. Here in beautiful Oxford, there's so much history, so much richness that I'm missing. So let's take a journey. I found out that there's this, and I hope you know the Know Your Roots, like your history. Anyway, we chuckled about it. But anyway, so let's imagine that this is my first time using the application. Comes with the screen, gives me a little message. Discover the people in history on your daily commute. I happen to be walking to work today, so I'm going to fill this out. If I wanted more information, I can hit more info. First of all, I put in my home postcode and my work postcode so that it can generate using Google Maps, something like that, the actual route. My work hours, when I start, when I finish, so then it knows when to start the route and when to end the route. Typically go home right after work. I choose my mode of transport. Today I'm going to be walking, and of course it's a little menu if I want to go that way. Also frequency. You click on this button, and of course you get like a calendar. You can choose the day of the week or all weekdays, weekends, things like that. So let's go. Boom. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So, oh my goodness, look at my route. Here's where I'm starting, here's where I'm finishing, and look at all these points of interest that I didn't even know about. Oh, and I look down at the bottom here. Point A, for example, there's a user generation component, so people who are using the program could actually rate what they think. This information can also be picked up from some other data source as well. B is obviously not as good, but I'd like a little bit of information. And there's some more options here, which I will talk about in a second. Also, you can filter the things by what's closest to me, what's coolest, based on user-generated things, what's oldest, what's not. So I see number A, and I think, well, that's kind of closest to you right at the moment. Click on that. It doesn't make the sound, that's just for me. And look at that, that's Bodleian Library. It shows me a picture of what I'm looking at. It tells me a little bit about the place. I can like it or dislike it, of course. A brief description. And also, I get all these really wonderful user-generated feedback, like, oh, it's so great. Oh, they have lots of books. You know, it's such a great place to study, things like that. I can also add comments if I'd like to. So now, not only am I gleaning information, but I'm also adding to the store out there. Let's go back. Oops. I'll stop doing that. You come back to this page, but it's not. We had so many different ideas, and we had so many different ways to explore this. One of them was, well, what if you're interested in, let me just take a peek real quick. Yeah, okay. There's also a social component to this. Every day you pass by people that you don't even realize. You pass them 100 times, they could be your best friends by now, but you never knew that you can exist. So what you can do is you can click on people, and all of a sudden you start seeing the people on your route. And this gives you a little bit of information. Each person has a profile here, or it can also go into their Facebook or whatever other social media profile they have. This person, for example, has a little icon of a car because they actually share 80% of your route with you. So if you were not walking, maybe you were driving, maybe you were doing something else that you could actually do a carpool type service, now they actually annotate your routes and match you up with someone who shares most of the route with you. You can find friends who are on Facebook and things like that, and also get little profiles of each one. Let's say we're interested in this person. Boom, we click the first one, and we go low fidelity. This person, we get a picture of them, we do a little bit of their info, and we notice that this is the amount of the route that we actually share with each other. But that's not all. It slices, it dices, it's... Okay, so I'm walking and I'm pretty health conscious. Okay, I'm pretty health conscious, so I decided to hit the health and environment. And now, because it knows the distance that I'm traveling, it can tell me time spent walking, calories burned, all these different types of health information that might be useful and interesting to me. As I'm doing this, again, I can, a little bit of gaming in here, you know, you can get badges for burning so many times a week, so many calories, walking so far. I kind of add that element into it as well. And also, there's the environment factor. It was about your eco footprint, so you can actually see how much you're actually saving the environment, and things like that to motivate you to walk and do that type of stuff. And lastly, not only are you taking this information that you're passing, you can also tag it, because, oh my goodness, I just realized that Oscar Wilde used to live here or something, or where they shot Harry Potter. I will take a picture of this building. Not shot. He can't die, he's magical. Anyway, you have this picture of the building. You can actually take a picture of it, you can create a note, you can do a little speed kind of audio tag of it, tag it, and now that goes up to the next person that you put back on the net. Very interesting. So that's Know Your Roots.
I was wondering, did you, as a team, always work together, or did you split up into different tasks? So how did you organize yourselves throughout the day?
We started initially just brainstorming together, and then we sort of were mentored, and then told to sort of break off, come up with our own ideas, and then come back together. So, a little bit of both.
And for the sketching, in the end, how did you?
For the sketching, we were kind of running out of time and stuff, so we started all doing our own pictures. Not our own pictures, but we first sketched it roughly, and then we each worked on one.
I'm wondering what you're thinking. There's two core elements to the idea. There's the location-based information, and then there's the social side to it. Obviously, you made the call, we're going to stick them both in. Well, can you just talk through the thinking on that?
Yeah, basically I feel that if you only have social, social is probably the best bit. If you only have social, it's that whole, you're the first guy at the party and there's no real information, so you leave and don't contribute. Whereas if there's something up front, even if it's relatively small, and that's that basic information about your route, well, that might be enough just to keep, to get the first 100 people in, which makes it a bit more interesting, which gets the first 1,000, and then gets the first 10,000. Yeah, that's
people's hunger to offer information.
It's just to keep them there long enough so that it feels a bit busy.
I think it's important to have the information, be aware of your surroundings yourself, but the next step is sharing it. And so that tweeting about it and things like that, tagging it, and giving that information to other people. One aspect, we were talking about couch surfing, that came up a lot, sharing the information with visitors. We ourselves live in Oxford but don't know everything about Oxford, and so it's a little bit embarrassing when visitors come through and we're like, that building is
old.
Yeah, so it's that extra step.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.